people think that architecture is more artistic. You're not doing arts. I'm sorry. Like, you're not an artist. You're not. You're just not. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ife and I'm back again with another video. If you're stopping by for the first time, hi, welcome. So for today's video, I have a little something. Basically, like, I'm just here to give you guys the tea about architecture, okay? I have some points written down my notes, and yeah, let's get right into the video. So I am here to talk to you guys about architecture, give you guys some information, especially to those that are trying to figure out what they want to do and are trying to head into the architecture direction. I just want to give you guys the tea, give you guys some information, educate you guys based on my experiences, based on what I know, what I've researched, so that you guys can, make the decision of if you actually want it or not. Because I feel like there are a bunch of misconceptions, a bunch of things that people don't really know before getting into it. I'm a victim, okay? Just kidding.
Oh, just kidding, just kidding. Just kidding.
First things first, let's start with me. So, I've actually always wanted to be an architect from like when I was a very little child. Even from the womb, I can say I've always wanted to be an architect. Like, I've not wanted to be anything else. So yeah, I've always just wanted to be an architect. I didn't really know what it was about, obviously, when I was younger, but I just felt like I wanted to be an architect. And it was not like I just stuck by it. And I was like, you know what? That's what it is. Mistake number one that I made, that you guys should not make. And this is, let me not generalize it. Let me just say, like, from my experience, if you want to study architecture in Texas, specifically, because that's where I stay, first of all, there are very limited schools that offer architecture. If you want to study architecture in Texas, please don't go to community college. Or at least do your research. Let me just put it that way. Do your research. I went to Lone Star Community College, and I would not recommend you to go there if you want to study architecture rather, and if you're trying to save money, because you would think you're saving money, but you're actually not. You're actually spending a lot more than you think you're saving, which is actually crazy, but true. Going to Lone Star, and I thought I was saving money. I did 2 years, mind you. Like I said, like, don't go to Lone Star. Reason being, they don't have any architecture related classes, or classes that would at very least transfer to the university that you want to transfer to. And then when it was time for me to transfer, I decided to go to University of Houston, because like I said earlier, there are very limited schools, and depending on the degree you want, it's even more limited. Basically, there's BSc and there's BArch. I recommend BArch because it's just like straightforward. Sure, there's 1 more year extra, but it's so straightforward. Once you're done, you take the exam. If you pass, then you're an architect. But for BSc, is a lot more different. Like, even after you graduate, like, you don't just get to write your exams. Like, you still have to go through other stuff. So I would recommend the BArch. In Texas, there are only, I think, about 4 schools that offer BArch. So yeah, I believe there are about 4 schools. You can do your research to confirm, like, don't just take my word for it, but I think there are about 4 schools that I know about: Rice, U of H, Prairie View, and UT Austin. Those are the schools that I know that offer BArch in Texas. So yeah, so like I said earlier, just go straight into, you know, the university if you want to spend less money. If you're trying to save money, community college is not the way to go. For architecture, just go straight into college. So yeah, guys, do your research before, you know, getting into community college or like the university. Know what degree you're interested in, either, you know, BSc or BArch. Know which one you're interested in getting into, and make sure that the school that you're going to has the degree that you want. So now getting into, you know, the fun stuff. Well, not really, but you know, getting into the misconceptions about architecture. Personally, I feel like there is a lot of misconceptions about architecture. I also thought, you know, a lot of these things that I'm about to share with you guys, like I also thought the same. Like, I really did not know so much about what I was getting into. There's only so much you can really know until you're like, you get in and then you experience it for yourself. Like, I did architectural design in school, in high school, for 2 years. Architectural design 1 and architectural design 2. And guess what? It was pretty easy. I got A's in both classes. It was literally a breeze. Like, it was like AutoCAD, Revit. You know, if you guys must be an architect, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, do your research. But you know, it's like the softwares that we use to, like, you know, design buildings and stuff. And like, you know, we're using those softwares. You know, I was designing my buildings, designing those houses, like looking nice, and that was doing something. And I was getting A's for those things. And I thought, like, oh, that's what it's about. Like, that's fun. Like, I want to do that. Like, I'm interested. Do you get? But it's a lot more than that. And so, you know, I'm here to inform you guys and tell you guys what it really is about. Feel me? So let's get into it. The first misconception is that a lot of people don't understand architecture. I keep saying that. Like, people think is easy. People think is a breeze. People think it's just drawing a building, putting the triangle roof, and putting a rectangular door. But it's a lot more than that. There is a lot of work that goes into architecture, that goes into being an architect, that goes into being an architecture student. Is a lot of work, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand, and they just kind of go into it with just like, you know what, I can do it. It's not that deep. I also feel like people think that architecture is more artistic. I don't think so. I disagree. Architecture is more technical, more critical than art. Like, you're not doing arts. I'm sorry. Like, you're not an artist. You're not. You're just not. It is more critical, more technical than people know, than people realize, than people can imagine. Like, there's the creative side and there's the critical side, if you get what I mean. But it's a lot more critical than creative. From the critical side, the creativity comes out one way or the other. Like, you have to, how not to explain, you have to be a perfectionist. You have to be a detailed person to be an architect, because, like, think about it, you're freaking designing a building that is going to stand. Like, you don't want the building to collapse. It has to work. That's the word. It has to work. Like, I'm telling you, like, there's a lot to think about. For instance, like, you have to know dimensions. Like, you can't just build a building and just put a door that is, I don't know, 4 feet. Like, it's like the average height is like what, 5 feet, 5'5", 5'6", 5. That's the average height. And then if you're a daughter is 4 something, like a lot of people are not going to be able to, go through. You have to think about those kind of things. You have to think about how you do stairs. Like the stairs has to work. It can't be too steep. They can't be too. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like it's a lot. It's a lot of things that you have to think about when you're designing a building. It is very time consuming. If you want to be an architect, honestly, like do not procrastinate. You cannot be a procrastinator. Like it might still work for you, but it's gonna be hard. Like you're gonna have sleepless nights, which is a thing that people already know for architecture students, that they usually don't sleep because they have project upon project because they procrastinate, to be very honest. Even though sometimes you might not procrastinate, but obviously you have other classes to take care of and like you just don't have enough time for a studio, and it's like you kind of have to stay up late in order to catch up or meet up or whatever. So that's kind of one of the reasons. But just don't procrastinate, because like you would hate yourself at the end of the day. Get your work done. As they're giving you the work, get it done. Don't be talking to your classmate, just get it done. Get it done. You also have to be able to take criticism. Trust me, you will put a lot of work into your project. You put a lot of work into your stuff for hours, sleepless nights and stuff, and you get to class the next day and share with professor what you've done, and he or she is gonna be like, that is wrong, that does not work, that's wrong, you have to change that, maybe you should do this and that. And sometimes it feels like they're not appreciative of your work, or like they're just kind of butchering your work or whatever. But you have to think about it like they're trying to help you be better. They're trying to help you get better at whatever you're doing. Like I respect architects. Like architects deserve all the respect. I'm telling you. I don't even know how to explain it. Like whenever I think about the fact that like trust me, like sometimes I design whatever I design, or like I draw whatever I do, and I feel like I've done something good. This thing should be real perfect. Well, not perfect, yeah, but like it should be great. And like I can't pinpoint like the problems that are in it, but trust me, I get to class the next day and like my professor has seen like 10 problems just by just staring at it, and it's like it's my project, but she has seen problems in it. Like do you know how crazy that is for her to just look at something and be able to tell that is wrong and that's wrong and that's wrong and that's wrong? Like it takes years of practice for you to get to that stage, bro. But I'm telling you, like, and like sometimes like I'll see some people's work, I'm like, that's perfect, like that person has done it. Like what? Girl, you did that. But the professor still has something to say, bro. She still has 1, 2, 5 things to say that are wrong about the project. So like it's just what it is. You have to deal with it. You have to take it like a champ, and you have to go and get better at whatever it is that you're designing. Sometimes it's like doesn't really make a lot of sense to you, but trust me, they know what they're doing, they see what you're saying, and I believe, obviously they definitely have more experience than you, and so just believe that it's for the best, it's for the better of your work and your project. And when you're done at the end of the day, you'll be happy. But guess what? They'll still have something to say, okay? Even if you're done, even if it's your final project and they've had something to say from the beginning of the semester up to the end, and it's jury week. Basically, jury week is basically where you present your project and they come again and criticize it, okay? But when it's jury week and you feel like, oh, my project is done, you've modeled everything looks nice and neat, trust me, they still have something to say. So just be able to face it, just be okay with it, and just keep getting better until you get to their own stage 2, where you're able to see the things that they're seeing, and so you don't make the mistakes. Do you understand? Yes, you do. Another point is Honestly, you have to be passionate about whatever you're doing. You have to be passionate about it, to be very honest. For architecture, to me, very especially, you do have to be passionate about it. It might be hard, it might be difficult, but you have to love what you're doing, because it really is a lot. Like, it really takes, like, sleepless nights, cries, frustration. I'm telling you, architecture is a lot. You have to be passionate and you have to love it in order to deal with it, and in order to keep going at it. You have to want it. You have to want it that bad to keep going at it. I mean, I guess I didn't want it that bad. I'm just kidding. But like, I but for me, I honestly, I could have dug it out and, just been like, it is what it is. Let me just finish this thing. And yeah, but honestly, for me, it was like, why should I waste my time? And it's like, I've wasted 2 years in community college. Now I'm about to waste another 5 years only for me to be done with the degree and not want it. And now, like, what is next for my life? Like, but so yeah, for me, I was just really being real with myself. It was very scary for me. Like, I did 2 years, and yeah, like, the first year, okay, let me just give you guys a little backstory about my experience. Like, the first year, it was very difficult, mainly because I started when the pandemic hit, and so I had to start online, which was, it was very different from me. Like, I'm just starting something brand new, and it's like, it's not, yeah, it wasn't what I expected for my first year of college to be online. That online thing honestly just threw me off, and like, it was just like, we had to be watching YouTube videos in order to figure some stuff out. Like, it wasn't very helpful for me. It was kind of like, you know what, this is what I thought was going to be my whole life, and now I'm finally doing it. Like, there should be a reason why I thought this was what I was going to do for my whole life. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, like, I didn't want to give up too soon. So I was like, no, let me push through. I think I can push through. Let me let myself like it. Let me get myself into it. And I did that for first year. And then second year, honestly, second year drained me, okay? It drained me. I'm telling you, I never want to experience that. I don't even pray that experience on my enemy. That's how bad it was. Never again. God, thank God I'm free. But honestly, like, it really drained me. Like, a lot of tears, a lot of sleepless nights, confusion, frustration. Like, it was a whole lot, and I just couldn't take it anymore. By the end of the semester, I literally just couldn't take it anymore. I was still researching, like, can I like skip jury and still get my grade, like, because I was just over it. Like, a lot was happening, even like, not even just like school wise, like personally as well. Like, a lot was happening in my life, and I just had to tell my parents. It was very difficult though, and it was scary, but I just had to be true to myself. And I was like, you know what, I'm the one that is going through this degree. I'm the one going through this to myself. No one else is doing it for me, so I better be true to myself and just say this thing as it is, and let's move on from there. So that's what I did, and that's why I'm here giving you guys the tea, and just trying to help, even if it's one person that I'm able to get through to. Like, that's enough for me. I just don't want anyone to really make the mistakes that I made. And yeah, also, your laptop could decide to fail. This is serious. Your laptop could decide to just hang. Your rhino that you've been working on your project, the thing will just hang on you. It's not saying something is not responsive. It's not saying something is not responding. you need to be prepared for such things. Or like you open your laptop and you forgot to save your work the previous night, and you're screwed. Honestly, some of those softwares you can't get your work back. Once your work is gone, your work is gone, except you find a way to get it back. But I'm telling you, you don't want to lose your work. Always save your work as you are going, step by step. Be saving, step by step. Be saving. Tell As you're working, if your laptop dies, automatically your work is not saved. If you don't save, guess what? You have to start all over again. You don't want that. You do not want that. What else? Like just, or if this starts glitching, something. Use those technical issues can come up at any point in time. Make sure you save your work. Make sure you're prepared. Don't procrastinate. Even though I know people still procrastinate, but I still don't do it. You guys, architecture is very expensive. Like, it's one thing at the beginning of semester for you to buy one book for $100 or whatever, and you know, okay, that's the book I'm using for the rest of the semester. But for architecture, first of all, you would have bought all your pencil, your table, your pencils, your drawing mats, your ruler, all those things. You'd have bought all those things. And then as projects start coming, they're like, go and buy. You have to like make models. You have to be buying stuff every time you're making models. Buying different types of wood, buying different types of cardboard, buying different types of glue, buying cement, depending on what you want to use for your model. It's expensive. You're always gonna be buying stuff. I'm telling you. You're always gonna be buying one thing or the other. And those things are not very cheap. So it is expensive if you want to do it. Just letting you know. Also, like I said earlier as well, you have to have passion for it, because architecture, the money is not money. I don't know how to say it, but like the money is not so great at the beginning. Eventually you get the money that you deserve. You still be working on like small projects. Like they won't just throw the big projects at you because you're just fresh out of college. So you're gonna have to prove yourself. You're gonna have to work your way to the top. You're gonna have to basically show your work, show that you're worth it, show that you know what you're talking about, show that you know what you're doing. Basically, that's for architecture. And that's why I say like you have to be passionate about it. You have to really love it in order to be okay with that, because you don't want a situation whereby you really struggled with this thing, you don't really like it, and then you're done, and it's kind of like you still are not really getting the money that you feel like you deserve for the work that you're doing. It's kind of like you're doing a lot of work, but you're not getting enough. So you kind of have to think about that. If you're really passionate about something, like, I won't say regardless of the money, but sometimes it's kind of like for me now, it's like, let's say I should do architecture, they give me $100,000, or I should be a full-time YouTuber, let's just say, for instance, and they'll give me like, let's just say $80,000. I'll collect my $80,000 and be a YouTuber. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't care about the remaining $20,000. You guys can keep it. You can keep your money, because I'm still not going to be an architect. So it's kind of like it's better for you to do what you want, even if the pay is a little bit less. Still enjoy what you're doing, because if you're enjoying what you're doing and the money's coming, it's kind of like a win-win situation for you. So have passion, enjoy what you're doing, and it will all work out. There's also a lot that goes into it. Like, to break it down, like, obviously it's not just like the 3D model. Like, you have to think about the floor plans, the sections, the elevations, stuff like that, how it all works out together, how it looks does matter to an extent, but mostly how it works, making sure that it does work. Let me summarize what I've been saying. You have to have passion. I know I've been repeating things, but like these things are really important, to be very honest. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. You have to know what it's about. Do your research. Maybe you should even like download those applications and like start working on them and everything like that. And just make sure that this is actually what you want and that's what you want to do. Know like dimension of tables, dimension of chairs, how tall is your door. I'm just saying the little knowledge that I acquired. There's also a lot more than what I'm just saying, but just make sure that you've done a lot of research. Trust me, there are people that are killing it, bro. Trust me. Like, there are people that are killing it in architecture for sure. Like, and it's working for them. And so, if this is what you want and you're sure, then it will work for you as well. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really hope you guys took some things. I really hope you were educated. I really hope you took some information, especially if you're just going to college or something and you're considering being an architect but you're not really sure. Trust me, you're not going to be alone. That's one thing about architecture. Like, you're never going to be alone. Your classmates are always going to be there to help you. Architecture students are like one big family. Trust me, you're not going to be alone, except you want to be alone. But if not, you're not going to be alone. You're gonna get help. It's just a matter of if you really want to do it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. We've come to the very end of the video. I really hope I was able to get through to some people. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.